So last night around 11 o'clock, just before midnight, we got a call from some concerned citizens about a possible impaired driver on Highway 400 northbound, just coming up to King Road. This vehicle was all over the highway, in and out of lanes, up and down on the speed. Motorists are actually trying to flag this person down or get their attention by flicking their high beams on and so on. Obviously no success. We finally got in position and found this vehicle as it exited from Highway 400. It made a U-turn and turned around to go back 400 southbound. Again, the officers saw this vehicle all over the highway going very slowly on Highway 400 southbound. They turned on the emergency lights, tried to get this vehicle stopped, and as soon as it did that, the vehicle actually accelerated to a much higher speed and failed to stop. The officers got up beside the vehicle, took a look inside the car, the minivan, and saw what looked to be a pretty young child. They tried to get the attention of the driver, and really it took some time. The vehicle finally did pull over onto the shoulder, and as the officers were getting out of their vehicles to go and speak to this driver, the car took off again. And so they again took off right behind it, trying to get this vehicle stopped. There was a few other officers in position as well, and they did like a rolling block, and they kind of blocked in front and behind to prevent this vehicle from fleeing even further. They got the vehicle stopped on the shoulder, got the person out of the vehicle, and found out it was an 11-year-old boy. He had just come from his parents' house. His parents were sleeping apparently. They had no idea he had done this. He had been playing video games, Grand Theft Auto apparently, and he thought he would want to find out what it felt like to drive a real vehicle. He seemed to, obviously he probably thought he had so much experience driving a vehicle in a video simulation that he thought he could drive a car. So he took the family minivan out for a ride. Unbelievably dangerous. This could have easily turned into a fatality. If he would have crashed or gone into another vehicle, us bringing this kid back to his parents and knocking on their door could easily have been a notification of a serious injury or death. And really, it's just one of those reminders. If you have kids, this might be a good reason to have a conversation with them, to remind them that video games are exactly that. They're games. And when you die in a video game, you press restart and you get full power, full strength, and full whatever it is that you need, and you go play again. And you can crash that car over and over again and nothing happens. In the real world, I've seen it all too often. One small mistake can cost you your life. Yeah, there are no charges issued to the child. He's 11 years old. We're not going to charge him for any offense. He's just too young to really know what he's doing. The parents apparently were sleeping at the time, and the child had taken the car without their knowledge or consent. So at this point, hopefully the parents will have a pretty good heart-to-heart and discussion with them, and I don't know what kind of sanctions they'll be put on them, but hopefully video games will be out of the question for a little while, or at least understanding that video games is not reality. It doesn't matter if it's virtual reality or not. A video game is not a way to teach you how to drive a vehicle or how the real world operates, and there are consequences in the real world. And fortunately, he didn't experience a consequence of a collision, but it certainly could have gone.